for a session on digital technology, and we'll be thinking in this video the impacts dependent on whether you are a small business or a larger and established business. So digital technology is using the internet to a greater extent for commercial purpose. And there's 4 types of digital technology: e-commerce, big data, data mining, and ERP, enterprise resource planning. More details on all of those, click the card up there. So we're going to think about a small business or a large and established business. Well, thinking about e-commerce, one type of digital technology, clearly a small business is able to use e-commerce, and it might enable that business to enter a market much more easily. So therefore, it could find a niche within that market. And if we're thinking about Porter's 5 forces, well, there's definitely lower barriers to entry as a result of the use and the growth of digital technology from an e-commerce perspective. It could be also that a small business is able to use a platform. Maybe it sells on Amazon Retail, it sells on eBay, or it sells or hires properties, for example, on Airbnb. And by using that, it can leverage that particular business's analytics, i.e. their big data. Now, thinking about large businesses and where maybe it's a problem, a but for small businesses. So large businesses are likely to have much more finance available to them, whether that's through their retained profits or through debt or through equity, which will enable them to use big data, to use data mining to a greater degree. And it could be because of that ability to generate much more finance, they could hire specialist staff and they could greater utilize the big data and the data mining. And that will enable them to understand consumer behaviour to a greater degree, have some sort of edge over their rivals, the smaller businesses. They're better able to target consumers, and that will extract much more sales and revenue from consumers. Additionally, if we're thinking about ERP, enterprise resource planning, for the same reasons, likely to have more finance, perhaps more skills available within their staff, their employees in the organisation, so they'll be able to fully utilise enterprise resource planning. That will make them more efficient, bring down their average cost per unit, which gives them a competitive advantage over costs and, of course, prices. And the last thing to think about is maybe going back to e-commerce. Well, large businesses are more likely to have the ability to introduce the latest technology with respect to e-commerce or any of the others, and also update it, particularly if there's a rapid change in technology in that market. So I hope that helps on the impacts of digital technology, and I'll see you at the next session.